For those of you, thank you. For those of you that do not know me or have not had a chance to meet yet this morning, my name is Katie Kraus, and I am the Director for Alumni Engagement here at the University of Dubuque. And it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the 2021 University of Dubuque Athletic Hall of Fame. We are so blessed to be here with all of you today, a true day of celebration as we welcome our newest members of the UD Athletic Hall of Fame. Let's give them all a round of applause. The Hall of Fame began in 1989, and since then, we have had the honor of recognizing many outstanding UD athletes. We do have several Hall of Famers with us here today, so if you are a current Hall of Famer, please stand so we can recognize you. Inductees. You may recall it was the summer of 2020 when Dan and I had the opportunity to call you and announce that you were being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And it has been my pleasure to work with you over the last year and a half, and I am so glad to finally be able to welcome you all home. And what a great day it is. A great day to celebrate, a great day to be together again, and I have to say that the Spartan spirit on this campus is undeniable. So enjoy the day, and after the ceremony, let's be sure to celebrate our Spartans and encourage them to win that victory over Marietta College. Congratulations again, and go Spartans. And now I would like to invite Jim Gunn forward to give a blessing.
It indeed is a great day, and if you would, I'm going to invite you to pray with me as I do that on our behalf. Let us pray. Almighty God, in the beginning, when there was nothing, you spoke, and by your word, you brought forth life. Lord Jesus, you are the Word who dwelt among us and who came alongside your disciples when they didn't even recognize you. And then in the midst of their exchange of words, as they were asking the big questions of life, you brought words of hope and renewal. Today, as we have gathered, today as we experience fellowship with one another, may we have eyes of faith to know of your presence and of your leading in our lives. On this occasion, we are joyful in celebrating with those being honored, and we give thanks. Bless our time, bless our fellowship. May we indeed experience life and experience it abundantly. Amen. Now, I'm going to invite Jeffrey F. Bullock up here, who said that I could say almost anything in introducing him. He is my boss. But so I'm only going to say that I can honestly say I am here at UD because of his leadership. I did have the pleasure of having him as a professor when I was in seminary. And I even had him over at my house playing foosball. Now, I'd like to say that I beat him that night, but I honestly can't remember. But would you join me in welcoming President Bullock?
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. One of the things I remember about Jim as a student was there was a beautiful dining room. So I knew he was a newlywed because there was a foosball table in the middle of the dining room. And I'm like, enjoy it now, brother, because this isn't going to last long. So anyway, it is absolutely wonderful to see all of you here. And I say all of you. Normally we would have a full house, and I am really pleased with the number of people we have here today, given the challenges that we continue to endure. And we're just so happy to be able to be together in person and to begin greeting people again and to getting back to some kind of normalcy. I really want to congratulate each of the recipients and the entire class that's entering. Your achievements off the field and on the field and just as human beings is part of what we're trying to recognize here, and we're very proud of that. I've been asked to reflect a little bit on the last year and a half, and we were a little different compared to a lot of schools across the country. That we elected early on in this pandemic to do our best to be face-to-face and to do so safely. Because we really believed and continue to believe that students, particularly in this age group and age demographic, need and learn best when they are in community and face-to-face. Their brains aren't yet developed and completely, and part of that development is the social development that takes place by being in person and in community. And one of the biggest challenges of this time, of course, for this demographic is not the effect of the virus, but is the effect on their mental and brain health. And so we've really tried to take a very important, rigorous stance in that way to try to be able to do our best for our students over these years. And I'm very proud and pleased for our coaches and grateful for all of them. You all would not have liked this last year because you did nothing but practice for the most part as student athletes. And there was some competition, but limited and very restricted competition. I remember our football program, for example, had 104 or 107 practices for one game. So why did we do that? You know, why did track continue to practice? Why did volleyball continue to practice? Wrestling? Well, it's community. Students, athletes, students need to be together, need to learn together, work together, build community together. And I'm really pleased and proud of the way our coaches, our staff, our support staff, our athletic administration really was committed to making that happen. And I think it's very important. It'll go unnoticed in the history books, but I think it was a very important statement to be making to our student athletes, to our students as a whole, and to our alumni community. We've had a very successful last couple of years athletically, numerous conference championships, numerous individual awards and championships, lots of All-Americans, and we're grateful for that. But overall, they're just a great group of young men and young women. So congratulations to all of you for helping to pave the way, to make the way for the generation that followed you. And one of the things we talk a lot to students about today is kind of developing an ethic of paying it forward. That people are investing in them here. Their faculty are, their staff are, mentorships in the classroom, out of the classroom. Alums are investing in their education through our annual fund. And they, in return, then have a responsibility to pay that forward. None of us exist on our own. None of us experience any kind of success just on our own. And that's really what we're trying to communicate to students as they are here and as they are formed and as they move on into their adult lives. So it's been a very interesting couple of years, but we're going to be just fine. And I think we are exiting it stronger than we entered it. And that doesn't mean to suggest there aren't a lot of challenges. There are, but we've got the right culture and the right people in place to affect those challenges and to overcome them in a positive way. One of the reasons that we're as healthy as we are right now in our athletic department is because of the leadership of our AD, Dan Runkle, who I've just doing the calculus in my mind has been here, I don't know, 17, 18, 19 years, something like that. Has really established this program in some significant ways, and his legacy is all of this. And so we're grateful for Dan, his leadership, and I'd like to invite him up at this time. Dan Runkle, thank you.
Thanks, President Bullock. And welcome back, everyone, to campus. It's really fun to finally get back and be able to play. And it was a long, tough year as we go through this with the COVID situation. We have battled through it, and it's just great to be back on campus, to have a football game being started, to have our other sports that are being played, because that's what it's all about. You know, I was a college football coach for 31 years, and the camaraderie that you have within a team is just is amazing, all right? And so I've been here since 2002. And for some of you that are coming back for the first time for a while, there's been a lot of changes since 2002, and a lot of fun changes since you, Paul, have been here. So it's just exciting to be a part of this. It's exciting to see what the buildings have been like. It's exciting to see how the athletic program has grown with facilities. We have some of the best facilities in the country. There's no doubt about it, all right? And that makes coaches want to coach more, players want to play harder, and it's just an exciting time. But it is my pleasure today to introduce the inductees into the Hall of Fame for this year, which would have been last year, all right? But we had to pick up for this year, and we'll continue on with it. So the first inductee is Patrick Cleary, class of '01. Patrick, would you please come forward? They made this, come on, they made this rather small, so if I knock him off or I fall off, just pick us up and we'll go on from there, I guess, with it. But Patrick was in the class of '01. He was a cross-country runner, indoor track, outdoor track, all-conference performer, He and I have a lot in common in cross-country. He ran cross-country, and I drive my golf cart cross-country. So the two of us, between the two things, we can get him there. But he currently teaches and coaches in Monroe, and we just met his family. It's his wonderful wife and a couple of wonderful daughters and everything. And if you look at the accolades, I don't try to read all the accolades. You can see them in your program. But he's very, very deserving to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at the University of Dubuque Athletic Department. Patrick, congratulations.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for this honor. It is great to be back on the UD campus. I will have to say, it looks very different. These facilities are amazing, and I'm happy to see all the updates. I would like to start by thanking the University of Dubuque Hall of Fame Committee for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. I would also like to congratulate past and present Hall of Fame inductees. It is truly an honor to be part of this group of accomplished athletes, coaches, and teams. Running has been my passion. I think I ran my first race when I was 8 years old, and I have been hooked since. My days of running double-digit miles have long passed, and my chiropractor thanks me for that. My mind thinks I'm still 20, but my body certainly doesn't. Running continues to be my stress reliever and clears my mind. I have shifted my focus to sharing my passion through coaching. I spend a lot of time coaching youth at the middle school and high school level through coaching cross-country, basketball, and track. I am also excited to see a love of running in my daughters, Braylon and Elise. I think they have some running careers in their future. I would like to thank my former high school cross-country and track coach, Arnie Meehy, for all his support during my running career and now as I coach. He continues to be a mentor and a friend in my adult life. I would also like to thank my track and field cross-country coaches at the University of Dubuque, Scott Sternagel, Greg Yoko, and Zach Roberts, for recruiting me, welcoming me into the UD cross-country and track family, as well as pushing me to achieve all that I did during my time at UD. Thank you. They truly were my second family. I would especially like to thank my teammates for always pushing me in practice, always being there for me and cheering on, and being long life friends. Without them, I would not be here getting this award. To my parents, my biggest fans, this would have not have happened without you. You were always there supporting me through the ups and downs of my running in high school and in college. I would also like to thank my sister Bridget and my brother Brian for always cheering me on, especially when I ran in high school. I think sometimes they ran farther than I did in the races because every time I would run in a spot, they would be the first ones there for cheering me on. So thank you, Bridget and Brian. I would also like to thank my wife, Brianna, and our two daughters, Braylon and Elise, for letting me do what I love to do, and that is coaching. I spend many hours away from home doing what I love, and they are always supportive. It has been 20 years since I graduated from UD, and although my records have been broken, I am happy to see the success of today's UD athletes and the track and field cross-country programs. Being part of UD athletes is something I'm very proud of. Thank you very much.
You found it good. Did you want to get a picture? Where would you like for us to be? Right behind the flowers there, okay. Patrick, congratulations.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Our next inductee is Wyatt Hanus. Wyatt had to make a tough decision because it was either be here today or be there when his first child was born. He selected to be here for his first child. I can't understand why anybody would make that decision. But anyway, so Wyatt's going to be here next year to receive his award. But just in a quick summary, probably one of the most recognized football players we've ever had. He was an academic All-American. He was an athletic All-American. He led us to the first conference championship in 31 years, all right? And so just was an outstanding football player for us. And we look forward to him being recognized in the future. That'd be Wyatt Hanus. Our next inductee is Dwight Peerson. Dwight lives in Massachusetts now. Now, Dwight played on a football team that was a championship football team. The team has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was an All-American, All-Conference, All-American performer as a linebacker. And it's just great to see so many teammates back with Dwight. I mean, when you look at it, we all say that we played the game, we loved the game, but we all know the most important thing that we have is the fellowship with our former players, our coaches, and everything else. And for me to listen to all the lies that you guys were telling, it was amazing, and the stories and everything like that. And so it's just, to be around a group of people, a group of young people that played and gave everything they had, gave their hearts out, and then to come back and be able to recognize some of their teammates is just it's a great honor for me just to be able to watch you guys be able to do it. So Dwight can talk about himself a little bit, but we're just happy and privileged to have him to be able to be inducted into the UD Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God Almighty, and appreciate all you guys showing up that I played ball with, coaches, wives. I'd like to thank my wife and my kids, Susan, Cole, Christian, Catherine. They couldn't make it today. It's a long way from Massachusetts, but I'm here. I'd like to, God bless my mom and dad. I know they would have been here. But he's looking down, she's looking down. They're with us in spirit. They were one of the biggest Spartan fans that we had. They never missed a game, came all the way in from Indiana. Every time I was out on the warm-up field looking up, there they were. My uncle, my aunt, my grandma, grandpa, they made it to some of the games. Coach Don Birmingham, I know he's looking down on us, enjoying the day with us. Coach Don Carthel. Stand up, Coach. When I showed up, he wasn't here. Next year, he was here. We were 1-9. They turned that around real quick. I was still wet behind the ears. Coach turned you into a man. It wasn't too long after we got on that practice field. You could tell we weren't going to go 1-9. And I feel the biggest difference was, and a lot of you guys can contest to this, that the moment we hit that chalk line where the practice field and the walk up from the locker room, there was no more walking. It was all run. So when you were in a line doing drill and you didn't run back to the end of the line, their coach was, Dwight, get your butt back in there and do it again and run back. So everything was a run, no walking. And believe me, we beat a lot of people when they were walking and we were running. Coach, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know the success I had was from awesome coaching. You put your heart and soul into it, you could tell, and that's why we have so much fun when we come back, because it was passion. It really was. And I know your son's doing the same thing down in Texas now. Well, I got my cousin here from Missouri. When I was younger, I lived in Missouri, and then we moved to Indiana. And my cousin was like an idol to me when I was a little kid. I always looked up at him because how successful and everything he was in football. And it so happened to be that I was just a little kid catching, field goals and stuff like that when you were where I lived in Warrensburg, Missouri. There was Central Missouri State College there. And we were down on the field and catching field goals and all that stuff, and you could just hear the noise of the game. And I was a young kid. And I was like, holy cow, these guys are intense. So at that point, I remember going back, and I just heard the crack of the helmets and the pads, and it's like, man, that's something I want to do. I want to enjoy that. And I knew I wasn't going to be an offensive player, Mike. I'm sorry. But I knew at that point I was going to be doing this instead of receiving that. So I really enjoyed it, and I just knew something, that I was going to play football somewhere. I didn't know where. And when I moved to Indiana, I was able to start playing football when I was in 6th grade, and I never turned back. I wound up in Dubuque. I really didn't know where it was or anything like that, but Larry Pullman knew where it was, and he had me come up here. And like I said, we were 1-9. And I know Gangloff's not here today, but if he could have made it, he would tell you, we all thought about, man, are we going back? Because we came from pretty, winning teams. And it was hard, believe me, that freshman year was hard. But that 79 team we had, there wasn't one like it. And you can see it in the guys now, the passion and the love that we had for the game. It just was all over us. It was all around us. The teammates, the strength, the courage, the loyalty, the power we felt, it was unbelievable. No feeling like it. We felt no pain. We just kept playing and playing. And one time I remember we ran 50-50s in full gear in the middle of the summer. It was just, unbelievable. I want to thank UD. I want to thank President Bullock. Wow, what an awesome job you've done here. This place has never looked better. It's beautiful. Unbelievable. I'm honored and humbled for this award. I just want to thank the university for allowing me to be here. The athletic department, Dan, Katie, thank you for the job you've done. It's an outstanding job. I know you're busy with all the COVID and all that stuff, but you still got the job done. And in closing, I like to challenge the 2021 Spartan team to a quest, to play, to improve every day, to get better through practice and hard work, to strive for undefeated season. And I think it's about time that they break the 1979 record that we have still to this day. 42 years later, it's time to break it. And I think that through hard work and dedication They can do that. They can go 10-0. I know it's going to be challenging, but it's not easy, but they can get it done. Spartan Nation, thank you. Appreciate everything. Have a great day. Thank you.
Let's get that plaque.
All right.
Over here, so we can get a picture. No reflection, Coach Carthel, but I also heard that this was the browniest group that ever played here, so. Well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
The next recipient is not able to make it here to either, Daunta Peterson. He sends his congratulations to his fellow inductees and looks forward to accepting his award next year. You can read in the program all Daunta's accolades, but he was a two-sport athlete and just an excellent two-sport athlete, and we look forward to honoring him next year. So, Daunta Peterson. The sharpshooter, Mollie Whiting. Mollie, would you come forward, please? Class of 13, MBA of 15. This young woman could shoot the basketball, all right? And I don't think she ever saw a shot that she didn't like, and she took him, but she made him, all right? As you look at her accolades and her honors and everything like that, if you walk into our gym up at Stokes Gym, you'll see a big banner as she's the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball history at the University of Dubuque. And so she's a three-time all-conference academic. She's a three-time all-conference athletic performer, all right? She leads us in free throws, scoring, and everything else that you can possibly think of. She helped us coach for a few years, and so just an outstanding individual and a great basketball player. Mollie Whiting.
All right, I just want to say congratulations to all the other inductees. It's an honor to be here with you guys today. Thank you to President Bullock and, of course, Dan and Deb for keeping me out of trouble all those years. The campus still looks beautiful. I'm just amazed, like each time we come here, there's something new and bigger and better. It's honestly a great campus. Even when I went to school here, my brother went to school here, and like I said, it just keeps getting better and better. So kudos to you guys for that. I didn't have a speech prepared. I apologize, but that speech prior, I can't beat that. That was awesome. You could tell that you guys definitely had amazing few years together. But definitely for me, it was probably the best 4 years of my life. I mean, constantly talking about it. Anytime I get a chance to bring it up, I sure do. Some of my very, very best friends I played basketball with. I'm still, best friends with them today. Been in all their weddings, been to all their baby showers, all that stuff. Still talk to them just about every day. We're always itching to get back on the court. Been talking to the coaches here too about getting back on here for alumni weekend. That's like their favorite time of the year, is just to get back and play. And boy, do we go all out. I mean, we really just pretend like it was back in those good old days, and we're out there, talking crap to the other players and really pushing hard, because I mean, we go hard because it's like we just miss it so much. But I think it's just because we love the game we play, and we had when I played my 4 years, we had a great team. We all worked really hard and pushed each other. Obviously, we had some great coaching, Coach Noel and Dana Harold. They're not here today, but they gave us a lot of tough love. We were a tough group. We had to stay out of trouble a little bit, but I think the tough love helped us really stay on track and, like I said, just push each other. So it's definitely an honor, and I want to thank my family too, because they were at just about every game. They drove me to all my practices in high school and when in middle school, and all the money they put in just for my passion. My brother for always, remembering my stats even when I have no idea, that sort of thing. Just for the support and love. Obviously, some of my family members that can't be here, my aunts and uncles and all that, but most importantly, my grandfather who couldn't be here. He's in heaven with us, but it's still tough. He passed away a year ago or so he was definitely my number one fan. Biggest Spartan fan. I mean, he just told anyone, people who have never even heard of University of Dubuque, and he was like, yeah, she plays at University of Dubuque, you don't know? I mean, he'd like share the links with everyone. I mean, he was just the number one fan, so I wish he could be here. So again, if I missed anyone, thank you, and congrats to everyone. Enjoy your day. So.
Congratulations. Let's get that plaque there that says your name.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you right here, then. All right.
Right by the flowers.
Right by the flowers. Smile.
I think I look better than you. So.
What?
That's what Deb said.
Thanks, Mollie.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next recipient, Orlando Walton's not able to be here either. He has sent a video that we're going to play. Orlando was a unique performer, too, in both track and in football, and holds the records in both of them for the longest time, for interceptions and for 55 dash. And so I will let you run that video if you don't mind. Now we get out of the way.
Hi, Orlando here. Sorry that I'm not able to make it down to celebrate with you guys. I want to say congratulations to each recipient for your hard work and dedication in your particular sport that you played. I'd like to give a great thanks to my wife, who was there supporting me at the time. I'd like to give thanks to Mr. Dan Runkle for this great opportunity. Miss Kate for keeping me abreast of what was going on, from not having it last year because of COVID, and this year, having it. I'd like to thank my athletic coaches, Coach B, Coach Davis, Coach Fellows, who was also my track coach as well. I'd like to thank a couple of my teammates, Jamar Jackson. Jamar is one of the reasons why I attended the University of Dubuque. We actually played high school football together. I'd like to thank Jamal and Keith Williams. Those guys right there were my football buddies. To this day, we still talk. They're my brothers. I enjoy being at the University of Dubuque playing with those guys. Even to this day, we still reminisce about those times that we had. On the academic side, I'd like to thank Miss Gail. Miss Gail was my counselor. We had many hard talks about my academics at times, and who knows, I even went on to get my master's. So those talks paid off. Mr. Smith, Dick Smith, great guy. Enjoyed him. He helped me out a lot when it came to my math. A couple of students in the math class helped me. Ben, Andrew, those guys definitely supported me in my academics. I speak about academics because I'm a student first, and then I'm an athlete. So without my academics, I wouldn't be an athlete. So I definitely appreciate each person who helped me in my academics and also in my sports. I thank each person who voted for me. Here's my second time receiving this great honor. I appreciate it. I appreciate each person who supported me, each person who voted for me, each person who's seen my athletic ability and said that we would like for this guy to be voted for again. I appreciate it. Mr. Runkle, appreciate it again. Kate, thank you very much for what you have done to make this a success for everyone. Each recipient, congratulations once again. I hope everyone stays safe. And once again, thank you.
(1959 to 1962) men's tennis team. They won 4 straight conference champions. And in reflecting back, I would like to bring them back and maybe they could play today because we need help in making our tennis program a little bit better, all right? So, but that's a long time ago, 1959 to 1962. So none of them were able to make it. A few of them have passed on and all, but Bruce Egan, who was a member of that team and an outstanding player, has sent us a note that has asked me to read, so I will read for the 1959 and 62 men's tennis team. This is from Bruce. I'm disappointed that I'll be unable to attend the 2020 ceremony, which didn't happen. It was something I was looking forward to attending. I celebrated my 81st birthday at the end of February. Although I don't feel old, under COVID-19, I'm considered elderly and a higher than average risk for the virus. Although my wife and I are both vaccinated, we err on the side of caution regarding distance travel and continue to social distance. This does not detract from the pride and honor derived from the 59, 60, 61, and 62 tennis teams being selected for the induction into the 2021 University of Dubuque Hall of Fame. For me personally, I have fond memories of being a member of those successful tennis teams. We always had a great number one and number two players as a well-balanced rest of the squad. It was a considerable achievement to be able to four-peat as conference champions, when in those years the university had only one tennis court, and all of our home matches had to be played at Eagle Point Park, thus no home court advantage. Road trips were always fun with Coach Peterson driving us to matches. I'm still playing tennis 3 times a week, doubles only, and I still hope to compete. Playing tennis is a good stress reliever and a good exercise. Tennis is really a sport of a lifetime. Congratulations to all the tennis players who are part of those winning teams. Thanks to Dan Runkle, Katie Krause, and the Alumni Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for making the induction possible. Also, a shout out to Mary Beth Ice for her support. Now let's go play some tennis and go Spartans. Years ago, when I first got here, we had to look around to try to find somebody that would be nominated to be in the Hall of Fame. Thankfully, over the years, there's been just a great resurgence of interest into the Athletic Hall of Fame, which makes me very proud, to recover and find members of what they have done over the years. And so it's more difficult now to select than probably it used to be. But today, we honor some outstanding performers from the University of Dubuque in athletics. They're well deserving to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I congratulate each of you and wish you the very best. And more than anything else, thank you for everything and all the commitment, the blood, the sweat, the tears that you gave for our institution while you were a student athlete here. Let's give a round of applause for all of them. Thank you. Katie, I'm done.
Thank you, Dan. I just have a few little housekeeping notes for all of you before we head on down to the tailgate. We are going to do some pictures after the ceremony of the inductees that are here today. So if you could please stay with us. We'll do some photos again with Dan and with President Bullock. And then we will also do family photos. So whatever you would like, just let us know and we can get those for you. Photos will be available on our photo sharing site. So down at the tailgate, there'll be some little cards that you can grab that will provide the link of where you can download those, save them, show them off to the world. Inductees, I also have an Athletic Hall of Fame pass for you. This is a lifetime pass to any athletic games. So I will get that to you after the ceremony as well. Everyone, please be sure to head on down to the Mercer Birmingham tent for the big tailgate, and the game begins at 1. You should have received your game tickets and your meal tickets when you checked in. If not, we have another table with all of our fabulous alumni office staff down there that can hook you up. And another note for the inductees, with about 5 minutes left on the game clock before halftime, we will meet down by the ticket office and the entrance to the field. We will be announcing all of you on the track during halftime. Let's see. Oh, of course, I can't help but mention homecoming. We are, once Hall of Fame is over, our next big event here on campus is homecoming, and we hope to see as many of you back here on campus as possible. We're very excited to be hosting homecoming again, and it just feels good. This is our second week in a row of hosting alumni events, and I don't know about all of you, but it feels good to be back here. Homecoming is the football game tailgate is on October 16th, so we hope to see you there. And once again, congratulations, everybody. It is truly a great day to be a Spartan.